Okay, so this is a follow-up to a video I posted a few weeks ago about the major and minor scales and how you can convert one to the other and how you can get a little better understanding of how the scales work and where they came from. And in that video I cover octaves and fifths and fourths, then I talk about the thirds. And so anyways, I mentioned in there this circle of fifths, and you have to look at this and understand it to know all your fifths, but this is not the easiest way to memorize your perfect fourths and your perfect fifths. I'll tell you what it is in just a second. But just to give you a quick analysis of this little circle, if you go counterclockwise, you're moving around in fourths. If you go clockwise, you're moving around in fifths. So that's why I call it the circle of fourths and fifths instead of just the circle of fifths. One example, F. The perfect fourth of F is B flat. The perfect fifth of F is C. The perfect fourth of E flat is A flat. The perfect fifth of E flat is B flat. So you could sit and analyze that, and you can memorize your fourths and fifths from that, obviously, but there's a quicker, easier way of doing it. And that is to memorize this group of these 7 groups of 3 letters: ACE, BDF, CEG, DFA, EGB, FAC, GBD. This is basically your letter names for triads. And with one exception, and that's the group BDF, and I'll get to that in just a second. This is your first, this is your fifth. If this one's flat, this one's also flat. A flat, perfect fifth of A flat is E flat. Perfect fifth of A natural is E natural. This is a natural sign for people that don't know it. The perfect fifth of A sharp is E sharp. Every one of these, this one's flat, this one will be flat. This one's sharp, this one will be sharp. If this one's double sharp, then this is double sharp. If this is double flat, this is double flat. So memorize these backwards and forwards. This gives you a good little foundation that tells you your perfect fourths and your perfect fifths. Go backwards, the perfect fourth of G is C. Perfect fourth of A is D. Perfect fourth of B is E. If this one's flat, this one's flat. Okay? So the one exception is BDF. And in that case, when you're talking fourths and fifths, your B will be flatter than your F. So if B is flat, F is natural. If B is natural, F is sharp. F is sharper than the B. B is flatter than F, however you want to look at it. If B is sharp, F is double sharp. If B were, I didn't write this, but if B were double flat, F would be flat. So your perfect fourth of F sharp is B, natural. If your perfect fourth of F is B flat. Flatter than the F. So memorize these 7 groups of letters backwards and forwards. This one's your first, this one's your fifth. If this one's your first, that one's your fourth. And you'll get it. This is the quickest, easiest way to memorize all of your perfect fourths and fifths. It'll be identical from here to here with one exception, BDF. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this video up today. I don't have time to cover these thirds in between. I'll do another video at some point which will help you memorize all your major and minor thirds. And so if you want to know what the significance of that is, I would recommend watching my other video where I talk about the major and minor scales. And that will give you, I think, a better understanding of how the scales work than a lot of what you commonly see. So to wrap this up, just memorize these 7 groups of 3 letters. That gives you your first and your fifth. And if you go backwards, you get your fourth. And so another time we'll talk about the thirds in between. And I hope that helps you memorize the circle of fifths.